What is up, guys? This is Pedro here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the news that Bryce Love is expected to come off of IR relatively soon, and I'm going to be talking about what impact that has on the team, and also the good news that Steven Sims has been taken off of injured reserve and is added to the 53-man roster, so we're going to talk about that. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video, and remember, check out House of Hoodies, use code Pedro for 15% off. Also, guys, I will be streaming most likely today around 6:30, so make sure you guys can come. So first, we will start off with the Bryce Love news, because a lot of you guys have been asking about him, so I'll read the information that I have. So this was reported yesterday, November 6th, and this is what John Keim said. Rivera said they're hopeful Bryce Love can come off of IR at some point. He's had a couple of really good days with the trainers, getting close to getting back out there. An opportunity to getting back on the field is coming soon. So that is very good news. That obviously we don't know what coming soon means, if it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even more. So hopefully it's on the shorter side, maybe next week or the week after that. But remember, the first few weeks of the season, even when he was on the 53-man roster, he wasn't active on game days, so I'm not sure if he will be active on game days once he comes back. But maybe once he gets back on the 53, maybe he'll ease into it, and after a couple weeks he can be on the 53-man roster. And if you don't know Bryce Love, real quick, I'll show you guys his stats in college. He was an absolute stud. In 2017, he was, I think, Heisman runner-up as a junior, 263 rushes for 2,118 yards, 8.1 yards per carry, which is absolutely insane, and 19 touchdowns. You see his yards per carry were really good, except for his final year, and part of that was because of his offensive line was very bad that year. But, he's an absolute beast, and if we can get him to be back to that, 2017 Stanford year, then that would be a huge boost to the backfield. I mean, we already got some really good backs in J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson, but I really hope that once Bryce Love is back and he is healthy and he's ready to go, I want him to take Barber's carries, because we've seen really the only reason Barber's in is because of short yardage, situations. But Gibson has showed us that he can get in there on the goal line stance, on 3rd and 1. He's pretty good. He can lay down that shoulder, lower that shoulder, and truck some people. So I really don't see the point of having Peyton Barber in there. Get Bryce Love some carries, get him, help him develop a little bit more, and hopefully that does end up happening. Because if Bryce Love doesn't play at all this year, that's 2 full years without him playing. But I do expect him to get off IR, in, probably 1 to 3 weeks. Hopefully he'll be back, and then maybe a week or two after he gets back on the 53-man roster, he can be active on game days and get a few carries in the game. That's going to be interesting to see how that happens. And we're going to have to make room for him once we do get him on the 53, but I'm excited to see what he can do, because, he was electric at Stanford, and a lot of people said even in training camp when he was healthy, he still wasn't fully all the way back to where he was when he was in Stanford. He's still, getting there. So even when he does come back, because his knee was, the reason why he was put on IR was his knee was really swollen up a lot, so that's why he was on IR, but even before then, he wasn't fully back to himself, so it's still going to take him a while, and he's probably not going to be back to fully himself until at the end of this season or maybe next season. But we got to see him on the field. We have to see what he can do, because he would be a huge boost to this running back core, and I just don't want to see Barber over Bryce Love. So now on to Steven Sims. This is also some very good news. Washington will activate slot receiver Steven Sims Jr. off the injured reserve list, per source, adding what the hope is another weapon to diversify offense. In 3 games before going on IR with the toe injury, Sims had caught 6 passes for 100 yards, and really that was in 2 games. The Browns game he did play, but he was playing injured the whole game, and they didn't throw any passes towards him. And he also said, John Keim said, Sims has practiced all week and by all accounts looked very good. So this is very good news that he is back. So that means Steven Sims and Isaiah Wright are going to be back this week for the Giants game, so that's a boost. We did not have Steven Sims in the game against New York a couple weeks ago, so I think this is going to add a huge boost to the offense. I mean, you look at him, he's had 6 catches for 100 yards really in 2 games, but he was barely targeted in those games. I think the first game of the season where he had over 50 yards or around that, he only got targeted 3 times and he had 3 catches for about 50 yards. So I really hope they target him a little bit more, give him some more touches. Especially since our wide receiving core is relatively weak, you got to give him some touches, and I think hopefully they will, and hopefully he picks up off of where he left off from last year. But yeah, I think this is going to help us out a lot, and I want to hear what you guys think about him. How much of an impact will he make for this game against the Giants? Also, some other news about the Giants. Their receiver, one of their better receivers, debatably second or third best receiver, Golden Tate, will not practice because of, disciplinary reasons from Joe Judge. So that is also another boost to our team, and hopefully we can take advantage of this opportunity. I'm going to be interested to see what Steven Sims' workload is in this game against the Giants, if they're going to ease him back from the injury or if he's going to be able to be a full go. Hopefully it's the latter, and hopefully they unleash him, and we'll see if he has a big game. Who knows? I mean, all eyes are on Terry McLaurin. Their best cornerback, James Bradbury, who's one of the better cornerbacks in the league, is going to be mostly shadowing Terry McLaurin. So that leaves Steven Sims with a better matchup, and we'll see if Washington and Steven Sims take advantage of that, matchup. So real quick, some smaller news, after, elevating or, taking Steven Sims off of IR, we had to release Nate Orchard, and I know he's kind of somewhat of a fan favorite. We'll see. If no one picks him up, he will go to the practice squad. We also elevated wide receiver Jeff Badette and offensive lineman who we drafted in the 5th round last year, Ross Pierce-Baker. So, they might both be active. This could be because, Dontrell Inman is out and, Jerron Christian is out. So they're going to have an opportunity to have another offensive lineman elevated. So we'll see about that. But hopefully, guys, the biggest takeaway of this video, Steven Sims coming back, but also Bryce Love possibly coming back soon. Ron Rivera, like I says he has an opportunity to getting back on the field, or an opportunity to getting back on the field is coming soon. So, like I said, that's good news, and hopefully he finally gets some carries, because in the beginning of the season, he wasn't getting any carries. He wasn't even being active on game day. So I really hope that changes, because I don't see really any benefit of giving Peyton Barber even any carries, but especially Peyton Barber getting double the carries J.D. McKissic got against the Cowboys. That just, for me, I do not want that at all. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Remember, most likely we'll be streaming today, 6:25. Make sure you guys are there. Peace.